Well, that was an exciting room in there, and they should be excited. Obviously, every Cowboy fan should be excited how that defense played. And they really did some impressive things out there. Credit goes to head coach, who spent a lot of time on that side of the ball this week, along with Flus and making adjustment. Certainly gives us a lot of hope as we look to the future as to how this defense can play as we evolve. It looks like we came out pretty clean on injury. And, of course, I cannot say enough about Dak Prescott and his play throughout the game. It really was the confidence throughout the game that he demonstrated that make you think we were there all the time. So, big win.
Jared, what can you say about the offense with a healthy CeeDee Lamb? What is the ceiling for this offense?
Well, it gives Turp a lot of openness, doesn't it, when those two guys are out there? I'm kidding. But obviously the fact that George has been able to really establish himself in Lamb's absence, both with confidence, himself, his teammates, coaches, now that gives what he can bring to the table with Lamb, with what we're doing in our running game. I thought, I don't want to take anything away from Washington and how they can disrupt, but I thought that was one of our best offensive outings out here in several years.
With Pickens and Lamb, have you had a better wide receiver duo at any time?
Well, we've had, I don't want to take anything away. I saw Dez going down through there. Don't want to take anything away from those guys. Don't have to, all of them. But I will tell you, Lamb's ability to really make the difference on an offense. Now Pickens is got that ability as well. That along with our running game, really, I feel as good about that offense as I have in a long time around here, and I say that to all our fans. What I am excited about is that we did make and have made adjustments. We'll continue to make adjustments. We do have personnel coming that will be coming, and being a part of that defensive personnel, we got a chance to evolve into the kind of team that our fans deserve.
Jerry, you said you would go into a foxhole with Matty Eberflus earlier this week. What did you see from him this week as he adjusted, and why did you want to go into a foxhole?
Well, I will tell you that first of all, he before this, he's the kind of guy you want to be in. He exudes confidence. He exudes confidence to the players. And I was proud of the way he, as well as Brian, worked together to come up with that game plan. Obviously, we have a lot of respect for Washington and what they're capable of doing. And so I think you saw maybe a little bit of an example of how to get your nose bloodied one week. That was a disappointing loss last week, and come out here and learn from it. And I think our bunch did.
Did you see your team?
Hey, we got it. The owner's happy.
Very happy.
Yeah, very happy. Dak Prescott has a history of dominating Washington. In his starts, the Cowboys average over 33 points against the Commanders. It's the third most points per game against a single opponent by a starting quarterback in the Super Bowl era. Only Tom Brady against the Colts and Steve Young against the Falcons were better. So Dak Prescott found success in this game, especially in the first half, in the air. 20-plus yard passes. He went 3 for 3 in the first half. He was only one TD pass such in the last 6 games. Well, how did he find that success?
Well, no, look, Dak Prescott has had success from the start of this season when you look at this offense. This was a top 5 offense in the National Football League. They could score 30-plus points. Problem is, their defense gave up as many points. This is why they hadn't won all their games. Jerry made a point of that when he got in the room. His first conversation was, did you see our defense play? Yeah, they held them to 22 points. If this offense can continue this pace of throwing the ball and running the ball and scoring like that, and that defense can keep them 22, 24 points, they're going to win a lot of football games. They can score 30. You roll the ball out there, they got 30 points already.
Mm-hmm.
With everybody healthy, can they keep up that pace? We know they had CeeDee back today.
Oh, well, then they get him back, right? So he has so many guys he can get the ball to that can make the big play. A 10-yard curl, break a tackle, run off with it. You know, so this is an offense now that on all phases of it, running the ball, throwing the ball, you're concerned defensively.
Coach, more conversation in a moment. Let's hear from Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer, new on SportsCenter.
I mean, they played really hard like they always do. I thought we affected the quarterback the way that we had in New York. I think that's huge. You know, it wasn't just the 4 sacks, it was the hits. I thought our run defense really was great. I mean, Mariota got us for a couple runs, but man, they were swarming the ball. We were sticky in coverage, and that was all great to see.
But you had said all week, well, coming in this game, you liked the plan. And I don't know if you were talking more about defense and offense, but did you think playing more man-to-man got the guys a little more comfortable in what they needed to do?
Yeah, I mean, again, look, at the end of the day, you know, this was a team we wanted to play man-to-man against, you know. There was numbers and analytics that said that, you know, that was the right way to play these guys, and each week is different, but I thought we played man-to-man very well today. But, you know.
Cowboys Nation, we are officially in that stretch of the NFL season where rumors start flying, phones start ringing, and the words trade deadline suddenly become the heartbeat of every franchise fighting for a chance to turn things around. And make no mistake, the Dallas Cowboys are right at the center of that conversation. Owner and general manager Jerry Jones has made it clear this team isn't waving any white flag. Despite a rocky 2-3-1 start, Jones believes there's still a path back into contention. He hinted this week that the Cowboys could be active before the deadline, and that means one thing: moves are coming. But while the national media focuses on big names like Trey Hendrickson, the truth is that Dallas might not need a blockbuster deal to fix their problems. What they need is balance. What they need are football-smart, high-motor veterans who can plug holes, elevate this roster, and help bring stability back to both sides of the ball. And believe it or not, those kinds of players are out there, under the radar, overlooked, but perfect for the Cowboys system under head coach Brian Schottenheimer. Let's talk about one of them, Shelby Harris. Now, I know this isn't a flashy headline. Shelby Harris isn't trending on X, he's not being debated on ESPN, and he's not going to break the internet with one-handed sacks. But what he brings is something the Cowboys desperately need: discipline, leadership, and run-stopping consistency. At 34 years old, Harris has been around the league long enough to know what winning football looks like. He's played for playoff teams. He's anchored defenses that thrived on toughness and efficiency. And right now, with the Cleveland Browns, he's quietly having a strong year, even while splitting snaps in their deep defensive rotation. Through 6 weeks, Harris ranks among the top-graded interior defenders against the run per Pro Football Focus. He's recorded multiple tackles for loss, generated steady interior pressure, and shown that he can still command double teams. And that's exactly where Dallas is struggling. The Cowboys' defensive front, once feared, has been vulnerable against the run all season. Mazi Smith, the team's former first-round pick, continues to look lost. His pad level is inconsistent, his leverage breaks down, and he hasn't developed that anchor strength needed to plug interior gaps. Opposing offenses have noticed. They're attacking straight up the middle, averaging nearly 4.8 yards per carry on first downs against Dallas. You can't win football games that way. You can't expect your offense to bail you out when your defense can't stay off the field. That's why adding someone like Shelby Harris makes perfect sense. He wouldn't cost the Cowboys a premium draft pick. Analysts believe a late-round selection could be enough to get him. He's in the final year of his deal, and with Cleveland looking to free up snaps for younger players, the timing lines up perfectly. It's not a headline-grabbing move, but it's a winning move. Let's be honest, Jerry Jones loves the spotlight. He loves the big swing. And every fan in Cowboys Nation remembers the trades that made headlines, from Amari Cooper to Brandon Cooks, and even the Micah Parsons deal that shocked the NFL. But what Dallas needs right now isn't another fireworks show. They need foundation. They need players who bring grit over glamour. Guys who play the kind of football that doesn't always show up on highlight reels, but wins games in December. That's why Shelby Harris fits this roster better than people realize. He's the kind of interior anchor who allows the linebackers, DeMarvion Overshown, Leighton Vander Esch, and Damone Clark, to play faster and freer. He commands attention in the trenches, freeing up the edges for Dallas's young pass rushers like Sam Williams and Chauncey Golston. When you combine that kind of veteran steadiness with Schottenheimer's defensive philosophy, one built around gap integrity, communication, and physicality, you start to see the blueprint for something sustainable. This isn't about panic. This is about positioning. Timing matters, and right now, timing might be everything. Dallas is about to enter one of the toughest stretches on their schedule. 3 games in 12 days, a true gauntlet that includes division rivals and potential playoff contenders. You can't go into that stretch with the same issues that have haunted this defense all season. You can't let opposing teams dictate tempo, control the clock, and wear down your front seven. That's where a mid-season trade, even for a name like Shelby Harris, could change everything. Plug in a proven run defender, pair him with Kenny Clark and Osa Digizua, and suddenly your defense has structure again. You're controlling the line of scrimmage instead of reacting to it. You're forcing offenses to abandon their rhythm and play on your terms. It's not about adding a superstar. It's about restoring balance. Cowboys fans, I get it. It's been a frustrating season. The trade of Micah Parsons left a hole that feels impossible to fill. The inconsistency on defense has been maddening, and the national media has made it even easier. The narrative is all about how Dallas is soft, how the window is closing, how Jerry Jones has lost his touch. But here's what they're not saying. This roster still has talent. Dak Prescott is playing some of the most efficient football of his career. George Pickens has emerged as a legitimate wide receiver too, and Jake Ferguson has become one of the most reliable red zone targets in the NFC. And yes, the offensive line, for all its issues, is finally getting healthy. This isn't a broken team. It's a team searching for its spark. And sometimes that spark doesn't come from a superstar. It comes from a veteran presence in the locker room, someone who's been through the wars, who holds teammates accountable, who refuses to accept mediocrity. That's exactly what Harris would bring to this locker room. Combine that with the leadership of Brian Schottenheimer, a coach who's slowly reshaping the Cowboys' identity, and there's still a path back to relevance. If Jerry Jones and Will McClay play this right, Dallas could quietly pull off one of the smartest trade deadlines of the year. No drama, no overpay, no desperation. Just calculated football moves that make the team better today and tomorrow. Let's zoom out for a second. Jerry Jones is 83 years old. He's seen it all. The highs, the heartbreaks, the Super Bowls, the collapses. And every decision he makes at this stage of his career is about one thing: legacy. Jerry doesn't just want to compete. He wants to win again before it's too late. He wants to prove that his vision, his belief in the Cowboys brand still means something. That's why this deadline is more than just transactions. It's about identity. Does he chase headlines again, or does he quietly rebuild this roster the right way? Does he swing for Trey Hendrickson, or does he strengthen the foundation piece by piece? History says Jerry loves the spotlight, but wisdom, and maybe Brian Schottenheimer's growing influence, says it's time for subtlety. It's time for calculated aggression. And if the Cowboys make those kinds of moves, the right moves, not the loud ones, don't be surprised if this team turns heads in the second half of the season. Here's the truth. Despite the noise, despite the losses, and despite the critics, the Dallas Cowboys are not finished. They're not tanking, they're not rebuilding, they're retooling. This team still has a chance to make a push. They still have the talent to compete in a wide-open NFC. And if they can get the right pieces in the trenches, the kind of players who do the dirty work, they can still make something special out of this season. Because when you wear that star on your helmet, there's no such thing as giving up. There's only fight, pride, and resilience. And that's what this fan base deserves to see again. Cowboys Nation, it's your turn. What do you think? Should Jerry Jones make a move for a player like Shelby Harris to fix the interior line, or should the Cowboys go big and target someone like Trey Hendrickson instead? Drop your thoughts below in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Cowboys Nation Report, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of real Cowboys talk. Unfiltered, passionate, and straight from the heart of Dallas Nation. Because we're not just covering the Cowboys, we are riding with them every single step of the way. This is Cowboys Nation Report, where truth meets the star.